Hey guys, in this video we're looking at Christmas Carol, focusing on the theme of isolation versus companionship. So the first introduction is that Charles Dickens presents isolation as a self-imposed prison that freezes the human spirit. By contrasting Scrooge's solitary life with the vibrant companionship of Fred's house and the Cratchit family, Dickens argues that humans are social creatures who need connection to remain morally and emotionally healthy. Key quote 1 is solitary as an oyster. Here, just like an oyster has a hard, closed shell, Scrooge shuts himself away from the world to protect himself. Then we have a lonely boy was breeding near a feeble fire. Here we see that Scrooge's isolation started as a child. He was left alone at school, which taught him to be alone as an adult. We then have darkness is cheap and Scrooge liked it. Here, Scrooge is so isolated he doesn't even want light or warmth. He lives in a dark world to save money and avoid people. Then we have Will You Let Me In, Fred? This is a huge moment as Scrooge finally breaks his shell and asks to be part of a group again. We then have He had no further intercourse with spirits, but lived upon the total abstinence principle. This means he didn't need ghosts anymore because he was finally busy living with other people. In terms of context links, we must look at urban loneliness. So in the 1840s, London was growing fast. People were living closer together but feeling more alone, and Dickens wanted to remind people to be neighbours. We also look at workhouses, so these were the ultimate places of isolation. Families were split up, as in husbands from wives, parents from children, and Dickens hated how the law forced people to be alone. A grade 9 model paragraph, so Dickens uses the metaphor of the oyster to show that Scrooge's isolation is a protective choice. While the shell is hard and sharp, the mention of the oyster suggests there's a pearl of goodness hidden inside him that can only be found if he opens up. His isolation is contrasted with the warmth of Fred's home, where the laughter is described as irresistibly contagious. By showing that Scrooge's coldness can be melted by the heat of companionship, Dickens argues that isolation is not a permanent state but a symptom of a broken heart. When Scrooge finally asks, "Will you let me in?" he isn't just asking to enter a room, he is asking to rejoin the human race.